Yo, welcome back to Inside Lunchbox. This is your boy Chef MaQ on the mic. And once again, I'm here with the infamous Lord of Lords, Prince of Royalty, Leviticus Rex.
Another day, another dollar, or I guess in my case, 50 cents.
50 cents. How was your week, man?
Oh, it was a good week. Minus being old and rolling my ankle and getting a big bruise down my side of my foot and, old people things.
Old people stuff.
When we were like 10, 11, you could crash your bike in the most horrific way possible, do a 360 air flip, land on the bike, have like 4 of the kids pile on top of you, and you're going to get up the next day and you're going to do it again. Nowadays, you sleep wrong, you get hurt. Like now you just hurt yourself by sleeping.
Or you standing up and you just
standing up.
You just walk off on your left foot and you pull the muscle.
literally what happened. Now my foot's all swollen.
Oh man, my week was
getting
good.
old's not for the weak.
Oh, it's definitely not. My week was good. They had Valentine's Day. Had a good Valentine's Day. It was pretty quiet. It was chill.
I got some plants.
Levi over the weekend, I was not invited. Apparently, he gave birth, and now he is a plant dad.
Yeah, I got 4 new herb plants growing on my back porch. I even got myself just an inside plant just to put on my desk, just to grow. It's not going to grow any herbs or anything. But I got oregano, parsley, and 2 different types of mint growing out there on my back porch right now.
And Starving Marvin.
Oh, man. So for those who saw the video, I didn't put it on the Inside Lunchbox social media. We probably should.
I think I will.
Yeah. I'll send you the video file. But I've had a mojito mint plant since December, and it's been growing. It's doing great, and it's doing fine. I got him at this Ren Festival in December in Austin. I named him Marvin the mint plant. Well, he started dying last week around the same time I twisted my ankle. So I may have put way too much fertilizer in his pot and burned him alive. Unfortunately, poor guy.
Can we give a moment of silence for Starving Marvin?
Yeah.
Maybe we give him a 21 gun salute. Give him a whole military.
I'm gonna get one of those like little flags from the VFW that people make a video of me folding it ceremoniously. So now I have heard that maybe he didn't die completely, and maybe just the plant died, but the roots might still be alive. So don't throw him out for like a couple months. I'll give him a couple months to come back. Maybe Marvin's children will return. If not, I'm stuck with 2 different types of mint instead of 3.
How do you not die completely?
So sometimes plants, if the tops die, like if you just cut off the top, they still have enough energy and they still have enough life in the roots. So they'll just sprout new stems.
Oh,
yeah.
I wish life was like that. Like the top half of my body would be dead, but my legs keep moving.
It is that, but opposite for us. If you lose an arm, you're not dead, are you?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. That's
good point.
Yeah. Yeah, there's structures, life in most small plants, not trees, obviously. If you chop a tree down, it's gone. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes the stump will stick out a new stem and grow a fresh tree. But yeah, sometimes in smaller plants especially, most of the life, most of the energy is in the roots, and the stems just exist to give photosynthesis to the roots to give it energy to keep going. And so if the stem dies, if the plant at the top dies entirely, sometimes there's just enough juice left in those roots so they'll sprout new stems.
So there's hope for Starving Marvin.
Well, I think if it does come back, I'm going to call those Marvin's kids. So because it would be a new plant, even though it's the same roots.
So when I was out there and Levi was going over his plants, his plan was to let them grow and then cut them and then make new plants.
Yeah.
So he's part of the spice trafficking world.
Not yet.
Where he's trafficking plants.
Well, they're herbs, but
herbs.
I mean, technically they're spices. So yes. So especially with mint plants, which is why I love mint so much. If you take like a peppermint or sweet mint or a mojito mint or what's the other mint? Spearmint. If you take a stem off of them, put it in a glass of water for several days, it will start sprouting roots out of the stem you cut. You can then take that plant with those roots, put it in soil, let it grow for a little bit, and then you can plant that new soil with that new plant somewhere else, and you have a whole new plant.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how most farming goes anyways.
So Levi's out here pimping herbs.
I mean,
Pimp. And then he's talking about
If
beating
they-
them. Like, come on, you better act
No.
right. I'm going to cut you. You know,
No.
I got something for you.
No. Out of context.
He's up here abusing the plants.
I need a Trump fake news button on this thing. So,
Fake news.
inside plants and plants in general, they will grow stronger stems and stronger bushes if they have experienced wind. Well, if they're in a place like a back porch, or if they're inside your house where they're not getting natural wind, it's okay to shake the plant a little bit.
You're shaking your plants?
Shake it a little bit. That way, it stimulates wind for the plant. Not too much; it'll stress your plant out and kill it. But it'll stimulate wind for the plant, and that way the plant will go like, "Oh my gosh, I need to grow stronger stems. I need to grow." Instead of like becoming viney and weak and they fall over because their leaves are too heavy, you have to make strong stems, like a strong spine in a human, and you get that by shaking them.
So I got a question. Is that what Michael Jackson's father was thinking when he was beating him? And make them stronger?
Similar philosophy, but it doesn't work in humans.
oh, Joe.
Yeah,
beating-
unfortunately, that old joke like trauma is gonna make you stronger. No, trauma just gives you, headaches.
I'm pretty sure that's what Joe was thinking about.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like in basic, you can't beat the recruits literally. Maybe in your day they could, but make them do push-ups, put heavy weights on them, and make them do push-ups. It can make them stronger as a person in character and in body. Well, it's the same thing. You're shaking the plant to make it grow stronger.
Building character. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You're going to be strong.
Yeah, I mean, if the plant's going to live in this house, they need to have strong character. And, it's not trafficking, but, they need to help start paying the bills. And so I got to pimp them out to my friend. Would you like a little mint? Would you like a little oregano? Would you like a little parsley?
Any one of our fans.
Bills ain't getting paid around here.
If you would like
If you would like.
any part
if
or
they'll-
portion of any of Levi's plant trafficking ring over here, please hit us up on our social media.
Yeah. And definitely don't email us. Don't need to end up in no files.
No, yeah, we don't need no Levi files, Epstein files going around over here. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my God, you're a terrible person. All right, so this is our last episode, specifically covering the spices. What I do want to do, continue on into the future, you know how we have like a recipe of the episode? I do want to have a spice of the episode moving forward. So that onus is going to be on me, where I'm going to probably just ask Chris, like, hey, what's another spice we need to talk about? And then I'm going to research it, and then we'll discuss a spice of the episode. But this is going to be our part 3 of the trilogy of specifically spice videos, but we will continue to talk about spices in your kitchen, spices for your food moving forward. We just won't have complete dedicated episodes to them. So,
and there's so many spices out there.
so many.
If we go over it, I probably could go for another 5 or 6
We
episodes.
could make an entire podcast for the next 5 years about
Yeah,
the
it's
spices of
just
planet
so
Earth,
much.
and we wouldn't cover every one that there is.
But it's one thing that I've noticed since we've been doing spices up to this point. The ones that we picked are mostly from what region of the world?
For the most part, so far, we've been covering Indonesia and Southeast Asia, yeah.
Yeah, India, right? So
I mean, the East India Trade Company existed for a reason,
yeah,
for spices.
I'm not saying I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew it, but when you put everything together, it's like wow.
Yeah.
Like these people fought bloody wars over spices.
Yeah, over control of the spice trade.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts because state governments or countries in general wanted to control monopolies on spice trade. If your country is the only country in the Western Hemisphere that has access to nutmeg, you can charge whatever you want for that.
Yep, and then some of these countries, they get
Whole
jealous,
wars.
and they're like, nope, we
Whole
want it for
wars
ourselves and
were
start
fought
wars.
over this stuff. And what's sad is these weren't the native indigenous people who had originally grown the plants. It was foreign governments fighting over control of these spices in their country. And so, especially in Indonesia, a lot of the native populations were, for the most part, almost wiped out. Just because Britain and Spain and Portugal and Holland were all fighting over those spices on those islands, and the islanders were just caught up in the middle of it. It was an incredibly sad part of history.
So I have a question, and I'm not going to answer the question until next episode. We're going to do another whole topic, but I'm going to answer this question next episode. Is there a spice that is native to the Americas, like North America? Should I include Mexico in that? No, I think it's just North America.
Mexico's in North America?
Well, just like the U.S.
Okay, yeah, the broader U.S.
Yeah. So, is there a spice that is native just to the U.S. U.S. of A, USA? I will let you guys know the answer on our next show.
All right.
So, with that being said, let's get into some spices. The first spice we're going to talk about today is the history of turmeric, the golden spice of India. Of India. Have anybody out there in the world ever been to India? If you have, you know that India's food is very complex. They use a lot of different spices, and their food, to me, I think India is some of the best cuisine in the world. I love Indian food. I love the chicken biryani. I love chicken 65. I love the curry chicken. I just love that stuff so much. And a lot of the spices that we have covered is a staple of India. So the first one we're going to talk about is turmeric. And let's just read a little bit about it. The history of turmeric is rooted in the heart of Southeast Asia, particularly in India, where it was first cultivated over 4,000 years ago. Excuse me. The plant's scientific name is, I'm going to shred this name, but it's Curcuma longa, reflects its long history as a staple in India culture and cuisine. India remains the largest producer and exporter of turmeric to this day. So it's crazy if you think about turmeric. It's probably the turmeric that you got is probably from India. How was turmeric used in ancient civilization? The origin of turmeric is thought to be dating back 500 years as far as turmeric origin country is concerned. Some studies cite it to be India, while some other studies and scriptures mention different countries. Soon these ingredients quickly gained recognition in ancient Indian medicine systems, including how do we pronounce that word? Aruvia, Arveda. I don't know. But it's Ayurveda.
Yeah, Ayurveda.
Ayurveda.
Yeah.
And Siddha.
Yeah, Siddha.
Which Ayurveda is a person who reaches spiritual powers. So it's kind of like I guess you could say, maybe like a witch doctor. Would it be like a witch doctor? Witch doctor, maybe?
Ayurveda, sorry. Ayurveda.
Like a witch doctor, all right?
Maybe.
Maybe a little bit more complex. I don't know. Siddha is actually a Hindu system of medicine. So turmeric can also be used as medicine, just like a lot of our other herbs and spices that we covered in the past. And it's crazy because back then they didn't have like scientists to actually break down a spice or break down a herb or a plant to determine what is good for, or its medicinal purpose. It's like these people already knew what it could do for them, right? Without even having the research. Maybe they did have the research. Maybe they just found that it worked over time. So, but turmeric also is used as medicine. It was valued as a remedy for a wide array of ailments ranging from digestive issues to joint pains. These ancient medicinal texts also turmeric use it for anti-inflammatory as antioxidant purposes long before modern scientists even confirmed that this is what it does.
Right.
So that's beyond like, wow, okay. So beyond medicine, turmeric held spiritual significance in Hindu rituals. It was used for purification as an offering to the deities. Turmeric paste was also applied as a symbol of auspiciousness.
That's like your knee joint pains.
No, auspiciousness is when you say it's not superstition.
Auspiciousness.
Auspiciousness. on special occasions like weddings.
Yeah.
So turmeric is, to me, looking at this, it is the golden spice of India.
Yeah.
It is the spice of all spices.
Now, what dishes would you use this in today? What kind of dishes? What's the like? How does it taste? What's its ranges of flavors? What would you use turmeric in today?
So, in Southeast Asia, turmeric is used in lasca, a popular noodle soup, and different flavoring in Indonesian stews, and also in the Middle East is flavor in rice dishes like biryani, chicken biryani.
I've had that. It's been a long time.
There's another dish called lens as a distinctive taste of pickle and chutneys. So we actually made a persimmon chutney, and we actually put turmeric in it, and it was amazing. But you can use turmeric for anything. A lot of people use turmeric in their teas now. They use turmeric in their ice creams. They use turmeric for everything. I knew somebody who just literally took a teaspoon or the little small teaspoon of turmeric and just ate it because it has a lot of good health benefits. But turmeric, it has that earthly taste. It's like a lot of other spices. It has a little sweetness to it as well. Let's see. Turmeric's role in culinary world has been pivotal, especially in the Indian subcontinent. It is a fundamental ingredient in curry powder, adding depth and color to a variety of dishes. The flavor it imparts is earthly, slightly bitter, making it a versatile addition to savory and sweet preparations.
Nice.
Yeah, so turmeric is anything that has that earthy taste is very versatile.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, so turmeric is definitely, I say, if you never tried turmeric, try it. So what are some popular uses of turmeric today? Turmeric is a popularity as a superfood and natural remedy has soared in recent years. Its active compound, curcumin, is the best subject of numerous scientific studies for the potential health benefits. Turmeric supplements, teas, tonics have flooded the market, catering in those seeking its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant purposes.
Yeah.
In the culinary world, turmeric has transcended culture boundaries. It has found its way into smoothies, smoothie bowls, golden lattes, and even ice cream. Its earthy flavor and vibrant color continues to captivate chefs as food enthusiasts alike. The color is so vibrant. You can actually be used as kind of like a garnish too as well. We did like hummus, and we made different colors of hummus to kind of like add like garnish or like vibrant colors to our dish. And we used turmeric to bring out that very bright brownish yellow color. We did purple. We used the purple beets for that, and we used other stuff. There wasn't no food coloring in it. We used a natural vegetable or natural herbs and stuff and spices to get those colors. The history of turmeric is a tapestry woven into threads of culture, trade, and traditions from its humble origins in India to its global prominence. Turmeric has not only tantalized your taste buds, but also enriched your understanding of, that's a big word, we're going to skip over it, of the world. Its journey through time is a testament of enduring allure of this golden spice as it continues to shape our health, our cuisine, and our cultures in the modern era. So the next time you savor a dish infused with a warmth of turmeric, remember the millennia of history that have gone into the signal, delectable, bioactive ingredient.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Turmeric.
There's a lot of history behind.
Dude, I could probably read a whole freaking book about turmeric.
There's Roman emperors that ate that stuff. Believe it or not, like the turmeric trade went all the way back thousands of years. The spice trade in general. Now, there were some spices, specifically in Indonesia, where the spices didn't make their way into Europe until the age of exploration, the age of sail, right? But there are other spices, especially if a spice comes from India, that there's a really good chance the Romans knew about it, but they didn't know where it was grown. They didn't know where it came from. They just knew that, like, hey, the Parthian Empire or whatever empires that, there were trade routes going through those places to bring that spices to the European world at the time. Places like Petra, Petra, that city that's like carved out of all the rocks.
Yes,
there's no real good reason a city should exist. They don't have like a great water source. There's no great trading hub. There's no natural resources really in the area. But that place existed because spices coming from places like India and Pakistan and even Southeast Asia would travel through those routes to get to the Romans. And that's why places like Petra even existed. They were just a trading stop. And they were so wealthy from this spice trade that they could carve mountains into palaces. It was bizarre.
Yes. If you don't know where Petra's at, Petra's in Jordan.
Yeah.
And Jordan is...
It's like
it may not seem like nothing's there, but Jordan is a very nice place. They have Petra. And the people there are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So if you ever get the chance to go to Jordan, you have to visit Petra. But before we go forward, let's read this. How turmeric spread across the continents. This is interesting. The story of turmeric origins, history, and global reach is an epic one. Around 700 AD, traders began carrying turmeric along the Silk Road, introducing it to the Middle Eastern and Northern African cultures. Its golden hue made it a valuable natural dye, and I said that's what we used it for when we were cooking. It's like a food coloring, but they also use it for clothes, like to dye their clothes, get the color for their clothes, and things like that. Valuable natural dye for textiles, and it become a symbol of luxury. Despite an early turmeric powder origin timeline, it made its way to Europe in the 13th century, primarily through trade routes, like Mr. Rex said, established during the Crusades. The spice was embraced for both its culinary and medicinal qualities. Marco Polo even marveled at the vibrant color and unique taste of turmeric during his travels. Marco.
Yeah.
I didn't get a polo.
Oh.
So that's turmeric, guys.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions about turmeric, there's a lot more we could go into. Hit us up, and and I'll tell you I'll tell you my best recipe with turmeric would probably be anything dealing with curry.
And he makes a really good curry. We actually, he made curry for us one time. And it was really, really, really good.
I use it in my curry, and it was quite tasty.
It really was. All right, so moving on. Nutmeg. Now, nutmeg is probably familiar to everybody who's ever celebrated the holidays because it is the spice that we use in baking, and baking comes out during the holidays. You're talking about like Christmas, Thanksgiving, all the holidays in between. Nutmeg is also an ingredient for eggnog. So again, it's a holiday thing. Now, nutmeg comes from Indonesia, specifically like 2 or 3 small islands on the east side of Indonesia. And where that spice came from was kept a global secret for hundreds, if not thousands of years. There's just a few islands that would grow it, and it was the producer of like almost all nutmeg in the world. Nutmeg also creates the same seed that you get nutmeg from. Also, you get the spice mace from. So the nutmeg it's in the shell, it's in the seed, right? And then you dry that seed out until you can rattle the seed around, and you can hear the inside clinking around. That means the nutmeg has shriveled and shrunk, and then you can crack the shell open and then pull the seed out. Well, the seed is wrapped in this red, veiny-looking plant stuff. And that's where you get the spice mace, not mace that you spray on bears, but mace, the red spice that you can also use in clothes dyes and other things. So you get actually 2 spices from the nutmeg seed.
Nice.
Nutmeg itself, and then also mace. Now, nutmeg is one of those tragic stories of, again, the spice trade, especially when it came to like the Dutch East India Company and the British East India Company. The Dutch were able to find out where nutmeg came from. They colonized the islands. They almost 100% wiped out the entire indigenous population there. And then they grew these massive nutmeg plantations on the islands, and they monopolized the nutmeg trade. So for years, hundreds of years, nutmeg was only available to the nobility. And they thought and it's kind of true, that nutmeg would give them psychedelics, basically. If you grind up an entire seed and you eat the whole seed, there is a chance you can get psychedelic effects from it.
What?
But you can also get like really sick and die from it. So, but yes, it was a spice from the nobility, and the Dutch East India Company had a monopoly on it, and they charged outrageous prices for it. Well, as empires do. They eventually fought a war with the British. The British found the islands, and they stole a bunch of nutmeg trees from those islands.
The British.
And they planted those trees in British-controlled areas like Sri Lanka and other places, and they started growing nutmeg. Well, at that point, now the market's flooded with nutmeg because now there's more than one producer of nutmeg, and that's when it became a common good, a common spice that middle-class people could afford, and that's how it ended up in things like eggnog and pastries and baked goods.
It says that the Dutch waged a bloody wars over the gain control.
That's when they wiped out the population.
Wow, over nutmeg. So my question is, was they really wiped out because of food, or was they thought it was a psychedelic and they wanted the drug?
It was just there was a lot of spice wars back then. It was about money. It was about controlling that, and so they didn't want to trade with the local population to get like a limited amount of nutmeg. They wanted to own those islands, and so they went in there and they wiped out the basically almost completely wiped out the inhabitants, took over the islands themselves, and then ran the nutmeg plantations themselves.
Huh. So I don't.
Yeah, it was about money.
So I'm reading this, and I'm going to read it. I'm not going to say I don't believe it, but it's weird. All right. So during the 17th century, the Dutch waged a bloody war in order to gain control of nutmeg production, like Levi said. They took large amounts of spices to Holland and stored it in a giant warehouse to keep control of distribution. In fact, the Dutch actually traded the island of Manhattan as a part of the Treaty of Breda with the British in order to keep control of the spice trade in nutmeg. Are they talking about Manhattan in New York?
Yeah, so if you didn't know this, Manhattan in New York was a Dutch colony.
I kind of feel like I should have known that because I'm American.
And at some point during the 1600s, I believe, England and Holland went to war over something. Who knows what they went to war with back then. And British colonies sailed up into the British colonials from places like Virginia, New Jersey, places like that. They sailed up into New York Harbor. It wasn't called New York at the time. It was called New Amsterdam. And they forced the surrender of Manhattan. Now, at the end of the war, in the treaty, Holland gave over New Amsterdam, which was then renamed Manhattan, and then it was renamed to New York to the British under the promise that the Dutch could keep control of their Far East colonies. So they're like, all right, we give up. We lost the Western colonies in North America. But at least, you are recognizing our right to own our Eastern colonies, that's not on the table. So that's basically what happened.
So Manhattan is part of a drug deal.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Nutmeg has it's one of those tragic spices where it's a great spice. It's a delicious spice, but there's a lot of blood shed over it because, colonial powers are going to do what colonial powers do.
So culinary uses, nutmeg is common, like you said before.
Pastries.
All dessert, pastries, drinks, savory recipes. I use nutmeg when I do my hollandaise. I'm sorry, not my hollandaise. My bechamel. We put nutmeg in my bechamel. The recipe of bechamel has nutmeg in it. And so if you're out baking and you like baking, if you like nutmeg, I don't think there's any rules written down anywhere where you can just say, hey, I want to put nutmeg in this.
I put nutmeg in my coffee sometimes. It's good. A little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of whipped cream.
Does that include mint too?
Sometimes, yeah. So when my mint plants are grown up enough and I start getting regular trims off of them, I will dry some of those. I'll dry some of them out. I'll dry the mint leaves out, and I'll crush them up, and I'll put them in my coffee.
Well, too bad you won't be able to use that with starving Marvin because Marvin is
you don't know.
Not
He
making
could come
it
back.
well. So,
but yeah, that's so. There's a lot of uses for nutmeg. It's used as an essential oil. There's also the fruit that actually produces the nut to begin with. That can be sliced up, baked, and turned into a jam or candy. Like they use every part of it. Like it's a great plant. I don't think it's something that can grow in North America because it's not in my heirloom plants book. So it's not like something I can add to my garden. But nutmeg it's a great spice. 3 different things come off the same fruit. You got the fruit, you got the red veiny stuff that turns into mace, and you have the actual seed itself that becomes nutmeg. And again, it will cause. It is known to produce psychoactivity.
I want to ask my mental health doctor.
It will. Here's the other deal: dogs love the smell of nutmeg. It will poison them, so don't feed it to your pets.
It's not catnip for dogs, folks.
Yeah, no, they love the smell. They'll try to eat it.
So I'm gonna ask my mental health doctors if I could start microdosing.
Yeah,
nutmeg.
why not? Sure.
So look, some medicinal purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about hallucinants.
Mm-hmm.
Grinding and eating one nut will have an effect on generally makes you sick, like you said, and nauseated.
Mm-hmm.
It actually considered poisonous, like you said, in large amounts, so should only be used in small quantities.
Mm-hmm.
Now, nutmeg has no proven medicinal value, although there is some people or some evidence that proves that it helps with indigestion. And if you have bad breath.
Yeah.
Depression.
And
it may act as a sleep aid.
Yeah, the depression could be a psychosomatic. So here's the deal when it comes to these ancient spices and stuff. If it makes you feel better, it made you feel better. Doesn't necessarily have to have a medicinal proof that like this chemical reacted with your body this way. If nutmeg is something that you don't usually smell around your house until it's around the holidays and you're feeling depressed, and so then you eat something that has nutmeg in it, and so that reminds you of the holidays when you were happy, yes, it would help with the depression in that way. Is there a chemical medicinal proof that it's going to treat depression? Probably not. But I'm
going to try
folk medicines, a lot of the times, if it makes you feel better, it makes you feel better.
If I try it and I take large amounts of
don't
nutmeg,
take large amounts of nutmeg,
and I pass away, to tell everybody that I was high on nutmeg.
don't
I overdosed on nutmeg.
Well, if you do overdose on nutmeg, let's make sure we get it on our social media. Thank you for listening to Inside the Lunchbox. Did you know that we have social media? You can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And we post bloopers, updates, and more to those sites. Now back to the show. Talk about a transition.
Right. So
I was on that. Did you know that we have? Now I fixed it.
I need to go to the HR department.
Yeah, who is our HR, by the way?
It's me.
Oh, do you want to go to a Coldplay concert?
Hey, I'm down. Is Coldplay coming to Houston?
That's a joke from that guy that got caught with his HR rep at the Coldplay concert.
Oh,
remember?
Man, that just went over my head.
Yeah, it did.
Woo! My bad.
I mean, he was in the Army. All right, we got about 4 minutes. You got to cover Cardona in 5 minutes.
Cardona.
Go.
I think I'll approve for like another minute or so, maybe if we need it. So, cardamom. Do anybody know what cardamom is? If you do, congratulations, because not too many people know what cardamom is. I'm not too familiar with cardamom, but I have heard of cardamom. It's a Latin name, Electeria cardamonium. Other names, Capalega, Leche, green cardamom, true cardamom, and Kalon cardamom. Excuse me. So, cardamom is a spice that comes from seeds of various plants in the ginger family. It is native to southern India, once again, and also grown in Guatemala, which is the largest producer and exporter of this spice in the world. It has a strong aroma similar to cloves. The taste is as strong. The taste is also strong. Some say it tastes like a combination of ginger and cinnamon. Others say it has a more unique minty taste with hints of lemon. Green cardamom is one of the most expensive spices by weight. However, since it has such a strong flavor, a little goes a long way. This spice is used in India and Middle Eastern cuisines. And there's several different types of cardamom. You have green cardamom, black cardamom, and so regular cardamom, green cardamom, and black cardamom, which we're going to discuss. History. Cardamom is considered to be one of the world's oldest spice. The use of this spice dates back at least 4,000 years.
Wow.
Ancient Egyptians used cardamom for many medicinal purposes as a part of ritual and even for embalming. They chewed cardamom pods as a way to help keep their breath minty and help clean their teeth.
Wow.
The Greeks and Romans used cardamom for its pungent aroma. It was a main ingredient in perfumes and aromatic oils. I did know that. Vikings first discovered this spice during their travels and brought it back to Scandinavia. Cardamoms originally came from the wild plants located in western Ghats, Ghats, in southern India. The plants grew in such abundance in this region that this area became known as Cardamom Hills. During the 19th century, plantations of cardamoms were set up by the British, once again the British colonists, and this is where much of the green and black cardamom that we use still comes from today. Guatemala is the biggest commercial producer of cardamom. In some parts of Guatemala, it is considered even more valuable than coffee as a crop.
Wow.
Yeah.
80% of cardamom's total consumption occurs in the Middle East. They love that stuff, apparently. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan, Pakistan, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait.
So, and you think about it, a lot of their dishes are very earthy, very spicy, very bitter, very it's so much savoriness is in it. And then it's crazy because when you mix all this stuff together, I don't care what nobody say.
They have cardamom flavored tea.
Yeah, the Middle East, like Southeast Asia, just Middle East, India, like to me, they're next to
that's where all the spices come
China,
from.
It's like their food is amazing.
Yeah.
Like your taste buds, your palate is like an explosion in your mouth with different flavors that you never even imagined. And some flavors you're not gonna like, some flavors you're gonna be like, oh, that is horrible. But just think about like the profile of these flavors that you're gonna get, especially when you mix them up, it's crazy.
And they got to be growing up in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they do so well in Guatemala. Okay, so it's just Guatemala would have a similar temperate to India, but Guatemala would have, I would think, more fertile mountaintops and stuff. That's probably why they grow so well there. Wow, that's amazing.
So culinary uses. In India, the Middle Eastern cuisine, cardamom is very popular in curries, once again. And curry is its own spice itself.
Yeah.
Right? Like they got Jamaican curry, you got Indian curry, and you have Thai curry. There's so many different varieties of curry out there in the world. My favorite is I love Jamaican curry. I love Indian curry. So very popular in curries, and is generally one of the spices used in their typical spice blends. In Asia, this spice is often used to make cardamom tea, like you said, and traditional drink. It also a very popular spice in many Scandinavian recipes, such as mulled wine and glog. What is glog? Have you ever heard of glog?
I've heard of grog.
No, this has an L in it. Glogg.
Might be a mistype. I don't know.
Mulled wine and glog. I would like to know what that is. If you know what glog is, please, people,
educate us.
Educate us. I don't know what that is.
Watch it be a Navy drink, and where we actually call it.
Grog. It might be beer or like a what do they drink back? Mead. Might be like a type of mead. I don't know. Interesting. It is used in all types of sweet pastries and bread dishes. Medicinal uses. Cardamom has been used medicinally for thousands of years. It has been most commonly used to treat.
Oh, is it spelled with 2 G's?
Yes.
Oh, it's a Nordic drink.
Nordic drink. So like mead.
I guess.
Isn't mead a Nordic
Except
drink?
it's often, it's Swedish in tradition. It's a traditional Nordic drink during the winter, especially around Christmas. Okay. It's a hot wine. Oh, okay. So, mead's more like a beer.
More like a beer.
But this is a hot wine. So this should be more like mulled wine. It's like mulled wine.
Yeah.
Similar.
And mead is made from honey, right?
Yes. Okay. I do believe so.
All right. So what does cardamom taste like? What does it taste like? The flavor of cardamom is complex and a little hard to explain. It has a floral, earthy flavor that works well in both sweet, savory applications. That said, the flavor of cardamom can be quite strong, so little goes a long way. Just like a lot of the spices.
Well, if you see the pictures of the spice of the cardamom, like they're itty bitty, tiny little seeds. Like they're really small. And so, from what I'm reading, I don't know cardamom very well, but like it does seem like those tiny, tiny little black seeds carry a lot of punch.
Yep.
Kind of like seeds from another spice that comes from a certain place that might be on the, questionnaire next week.
All right, so pods versus seeds versus ground. Cardamom. When shopping for cardamom, you may notice that it is sold 3 different ways: as a whole pod, as seeds, and ground. All cardamom starts as a pod, which contains the seed. Whole cardamom pods are used primarily to infuse flavors by toasting, blooming in oil, or adding to broth or cooking liquids. Cardamom seeds are dried and sold whole or ground. Purchasing cardamom seeds is a good way to preserve their flavor for longer than pre-ground cardamom. Similar to black pepper, cardamom seeds contain flavorful oils that are released when ground. Purchasing whole seeds and grinding them as needed in a spice grinder or a mortar pestle helps preserve the most concentrated flavor. Ground cardamom is made of dried seeds and have been pre-ground.
Awesome.
All right. I didn't that one kind of all right. So there's green cardamom, black cardamom, and ground cardamom. Before we head up out of here, let's talk about it. And then we're gonna go over a little restaurant that I ate at. So green cardamom. This is the most common variety of cardamom found in the U.S. This is the most common variety of cardamom found in the U.S. It has the most balanced flavor for both sweet and savory application, and is considered the best all-purpose cardamom variety. Green cardamom is available both as a whole pod and ground. You might also see some cardamom marketed as white, which is actually green cardamom that has been bleached for use in light-colored baking goods. While they won't add color to a dish, they'll also add less flavor as the bleaching process leaches away.
Yep.
So stop bleaching your stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they don't want their pastries to turn greenish black like cardamom is. But, hey.
Black cardamom, also referred to as large cardamom, has slightly larger pods than the green variety and are dark brown in color. It has a slightly smokier flavor than green cardamom. It is often dried over open fire, making it a good choice of savory applications. So black cardamom is pretty much roasted, right? And ground cardamom is just like what it says. It's grounded. Ground cardamom is made from seeds of green cardamom. While it is convenient to use pre-ground spices, the flavor of cardamom fades quickly after grinding, purchasing whole pods and seeds.
So you want to purchase the whole pod and grind it yourself with a mortar and pestle.
Mortar and pestle.
Okay, that's where the whole mortar pestle thing came in. I was just like, oh, that's interesting.
Now, real quick, what's the substitute for cardamom? This one I wanted to know. Cardamom has a complex flavor that is difficult to mimic. Other warm spices like ground ginger, ground cloves, and ground allspice can be used along the combination to approximate the so cardamom.
Oh, so it's like
5 spice.
Okay. Oh,
maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, 5 spice has the ginger, the cloves as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'd have to listen to my own podcast to find that out.
Yep. Yep. You can use cardamom in both savory dishes like curries, dry rubs, rice dishes, and sweet ones like baked goods and hot drinks.
So I can put it in my coffee. Let's go.
Levi.
Listen.
All right. I want to hear you put cardamom, and Matter of fact,
I'd have to get mortal and paste.
Why don't you put cardamom and a whole bunch of nutmeg
and nutmeg
inside your coffee, and we'll come over here and we'll have a whole trip, and we could watch like Blue's Clues.
All right, this episode's running a little long. Let's real quick. The restaurant, so the local shout
here
out.
in Conroe, Texas. If you're in the local area and you're familiar with Conroe, on 105, right across the street from the high school, there is a small Thai restaurant, and it's called Sweet Box, and they are known for different an abundance of different types of desserts that they take to a whole nother level. I'm talking about they got crepes, they got ice cream, but it's like they take that ice cream and they shave it, and it looks like little, or they put it like into like a machine where it's like noodled a little bit, right? And then they bring it out to you on like the when you add water to hot ice, it smokes, so the smoke and stuff is coming up. I actually put a video on my TikTok. Oh wow! I took my son there, but the dessert was fantastic. It was chocolate. They gave me a little shot of chocolate, sweetened milk, Cocoa Puffs, little Cocoa Puff cereal, and it just, the presentation was freaking fantastic. And they also serve Thai food. So if you like spiciness, you like a little spice in your food, Thai food is great, by the way. And they might even use some of the spices that we covered over the last 3 episodes. But my son actually took me there. I never heard of this place. He was going to take his date there, and to this place. And when he brought me there and I went inside, I was like, wow. Like, I felt like I kind of was on a date. Like, my son took me on a date. I was like, dude, this is like, this place is a great place to take your girl on Valentine's Day. All right. Fantastic. The dessert was fantastic. And on March 28th, we will be going down there and giving them a visit. Inside the Lunchbox will be going down there and doing a food review at their restaurant. And so if somewhere around that time frame, we're going to talk more about Sweet Box. So until that time, I just want to say we love you. You guys are awesome. And thank you guys for tuning in. We hit a milestone. I'm not going to tell you the number, but we hit a milestone over the last week.
Yeah.
And it's all because of you guys. Thank you guys so much. And we're going to continue doing this. Do you have anything, Levi?
Just tune in next episode for a surprise visit to a different restaurant.
I know mine. We're going down to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Let's go. I know that sucks, but you know what I mean. Let's go.
You tried. You tried.
Inside the Lunchbox. We out.